Hi there, and welcome to today's program where we talk about the steps to square a board. Have you ever been to a restaurant where the table you were sitting at just wouldn't stop wobbling around? Chances are that the pieces of this table are not square to one another. A major principle of woodworking is to make sure that all pieces fit tight together, preventing any gaps or the chance to move around. Before starting, we need to discuss the following terms: face, edge, end, crosscut, and rip cut. The face is the two sides of the board with the most surface area. The edges are the two thin, long sides of the board which are perpendicular to the face, and the ends are always the shortest remaining sides. When we calculate width, we measure from edge to edge, length is end to end, and thickness is from face to face. A crosscut is a cut across the grain, or from edge to edge. Cross-cutting will always change the length of the board. A rip cut is a cut with the grain, or from end to end. A rip cut allows us to change the width of the board. The first step is to use the radial arm saw to cross-cut your raw lumber to the rough length, or about 1 inch larger than the final length. Next, you will go to the thickness planer to make both faces smooth and parallel to one another. Keep running your board through to remove wood down to your final thickness. For step 3, go to the joiner and remove material on only one edge of the board. Doing this will make that edge perpendicular to both faces. From the joiner, go to the table saw and rip cut your board to its final width, adding a 1/16 of an inch. This will make both edges of your board parallel to one another. For step 5, head back to the joiner to remove the saw marks from the table saw and remove the remaining 1/16 of an inch from the width. To this point, your board will now be to its final thickness and width with all faces and edges perpendicular to each other. The last 2 steps will be at the miter saw. First, cross-cut a tiny sliver of one end of the board to make it square to the other sides. Lastly, you'll measure and cross-cut the other end to its final length. Now that we've covered the steps to square a board, it's time to start making some sawdust. But remember to always follow the safety rules.